Hello members, hope you had a nice weekend. Welcome to the Monday update where we go over the macro view. We are looking what the interest rates are doing, dollar, oil, gold, and a couple of other assets classes which are uh, mostly in one or the other way interconnected with overall what's going on cryptos. So let's start. We're going to look CME Fed tool again. Same thing as the last week, over the 90% chance Fed is going to stay at 525 to 550, 5 to 525, 6.7%. But then when we move in September, September dropped a touch. It was 71%, now 69.0%. Fed is going to cut rates. And looking at the latest jobs data, which we had last week, where we had a 4.1 percent or 1% increases in the in the jobs market, which means that the jobs market dropped 1% from overall number. That kind of potentially puts an influence on Fed that they might be start thinking about the cutting rates, especially um, because this week we're gonna see a new CPI. We already have seen the last week, I think, the preferable PCE Fed gauge for inflation, and it came below, or it came exactly than expected, but on a month to month basis it came lower. So obviously the CPI, which is going to come this week, will be also one of the factors. Let's go and see the calendar for this week, economic one. So we have a Tuesday, Monday. So today we don't have any news, major ones. At least I do focus on the major ones. We have a Fed Chair Powell starts testifying in front of the Congress. Sometimes this is a market moving event. It is a 2-day event, Tuesday and Wednesday, where the Fed Chair Powell sits down in front of Congress, which actually makes him answer a lot of questions regarding economy, interest rates, and all sorts of stuff. So that's going on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we have Thursday, which will be core CPI month on month and CPI year on year for June, and CPI month on month. So core is excluded food and energy, and CPI is with food and energy. So this one is projected to stay the same, and CPI year on year is projected to fall from 3.3 to 3.1, which will be a pretty much very nice 0.2% drop. And CPI month on month in June here is projected to increase from 0% to 0.1%, so potentially small increase. So we will see. But I think this CPI year on year will be something which will be very nice if we come even around 3, and even if we go to 2.9, that will be most likely a done deal that Fed is gonna cut rates. Thursday will be the day, maybe these 2 days, but I don't think Fed Powell will say much more than he usually uses in the press conferences during the Fed meetings. So most likely the whole market will be focused on this. So let's look what's going on the markets this morning. So S&P NDX futures are up 0.08, not much. 0.05 by Nasdaq. We are having Nikkei 225 coming minus 0.3, very minor, and rates are moving lower. This morning 4.27, and most likely as the things are continuing lower, we might potentially now even start to look this as a leading diagonal in A or 1, up in B and down in C, or a further wave 3, 4, and 5. So we will go step by step with rates. But for now, they are moving lower. Or maybe they will stay, as I said, in this potential triangle, which will most likely be the best, because if the rate starts to drop heavily further lower, that will be potential sign of recession. So for now, rates minus 4.023%. We have Japan 10-year yields is coming to 1.08. That's interesting. So above the 1% threshold of the Central Bank of Japan. That's interesting also. So dollar index moving lower with rates. So as I said, a big consolidation. We might be into some type of a triangle or something else. Maybe A, B, triangle C, and we touch these levels and then we drop. So we will see. This will, I think, stay for some time in a consolidation. Even if Fed cuts, we might test this level, bounce off, and then move lower further. So we might stay within this sideways consolidation for some time as well before dollar starts to move lower. Gold is lower after a push on the upside, just a touch. So are we done with this consolidation, or it will go a little bit more back and forth? But nevertheless, I do see this as a sideways consolidation on gold. ABC, maybe X, maybe another ABC, maybe we are done and we're going to go upside potentially and test these levels. There is nothing impulsive so far in this move lower. Silver is the same. It bounced from our support nicely and it's starting to push higher. So I think with also gold, whether now or a touch later, we might see higher levels on these two. Let's see total crypto market cap. So we have looked for a potential consolidation here in a wave 4. So the question is now, as I explained on Friday, is this a lesser degree wave 4 or a bigger degree wave 4? As I said, I don't think this is very crucial question now. It will become a crucial question here. But what we want to see here, of course, is that this is actually a finished correction and that we want to see 5 waves up testing 2.35 trillion and then a pullback and then continuation higher, testing these higher levels for this wave 5, either of this degree or the other degree. We will figure that out as the things are moving. But anyhow, in both cases, I do think that we should continue higher, especially if we see 5 waves up from here. The RSI is at lower place. Weekly is at 50%, which usually you might have reversal out of it, and the chart is still, as I said, pretty much bullish in my opinion. So total 2, same picture. We didn't do a wave count validation, so this chart now remains more like Ether than Solana. So the question is, do we anchor this wave 3? But then it's very hard to actually count 5 waves up. Okay, so only you can do maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but still remains a question. So as I said, a midterm, it doesn't make much more fuss about it, because we will most likely in both cases, if this is a 5 waves up and 5 waves continuation, basically we will see 5 waves up and a pullback and then a continuation either for this wave 3, wave 4. But for now, at least for the next couple of months, the only thing we should be concerned is that we see 5 waves up and by a pullback for the remainder of this move on the upside, and then we will deal with the rest. So total crypto market cap with others, which means that the main 10 are excluded from this list. I think it is very clear chart: 1, 2, 5 waves up in a wave 3, pullback in a wave 4, and now from these levels we looked maybe a touch lower. These overshoots are normal in cryptos. I do think we should start seeing a 5 waves up developments on the upside from here, and then a continuation of this uptrend towards this wave 5. So we are showing a good amount of potential support here, as you can see, but we need to see 5 waves up. As I said, I know much of you are maybe tired hearing me repeating this, but we have seen this when we track this correction on Bitcoin and Ether. I would rather be out of the market and patient than losing money of trying to pick any lows without 5 waves and then losing money on it. So that's kind of is my thinking. So yeah, so 5 waves up and pullback is a buy for the remainder of the move. 200 moving average is here, so I think we will test it. We will drop a little bit lower and then potentially off we go higher. Of course, if this starts to show a 5 wave development up to this 256 billion. So just to remind you, this is a total crypto market cap, excluding top 10 market caps. So Nvidia a touch minus 192. I think Nvidia is in some type of a correction still with a potential support here. Oil minus 1%, still trapped in this sideways consolidation, and I don't see anything else here. Tesla is moving higher. Now even try to break this D wave. Don't break Tesla, make a pullback, make a pullback. Nice move. I was looking for this triangle for a long time. Yeah, let's see what will happen when market opens. So let's go. Overall, the conclusion with this is rates are moving lower. CPI on Wednesday. Fed is going to cut most likely on September, especially if CPI drops or stays at the same level. And I won't be surprised if we get lower CPI, that markets actually start to price in a bit more that Fed is going to cut rates on 31st of July rather in September. So let's see. So overall, this macro picture is still favorable for stocks and cryptos. So we have seen news that German and US governments are moving some Bitcoins to exchange, probably to sell them. I also see by the market reaction of the last couple of days of selling that really market thinks that this is a good buying level, and technically we do see looking for the Elliott wave pattern, which is on here, this one, kind of most cleanest one. We reached the previous support of the wave 4. These two legs are equal. We had a little bit of piercing through this, but that happens in cryptos. Overall, Bitcoin chart pretty much resembles that. So are we at lows? We need to see 5 waves up. And as I said, somebody is going to hate me for that, but believe me, this is the only way how you can find the good risk reward entries, because if you entered here thinking that is a 5 waves up, you will lose your money. If you entered here, we did enter here while this was going, but then we secured our small profits with the stop losses, and that's how it should be done. But if I want to continue this uptrend to actually follow further, and this cross, we need this cross again. So, but we fell pretty much on this MACD lower. You see, we are now pretty much touching even lower levels here with this MACD. So turn is definitely going to happen. So we are testing now again from the upside 200 moving average. I think we will pierce it higher in 5 waves and then lean on it and then continue higher. So that's one of the scenarios we should look. But definitely I would like to see some type of a 5 waves up before we make any move. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I want to see a 5 wave development here in Bitcoin in order to secure a buy order or a pullback. So pretty much the same thing on Binance. So we are trying to make a 5 waves up here, which it seems it has been going this way, but we need more effort from Binance Coin. So same thing, 1, 2, up in 3, 4, and 5 for the wave 5. Then wave 2 is pretty much viable. Of course, if you are long here, you want to see and measure wave 3. Equality is there. You don't want to see this guy coming to this point here and then reverse lower, because then this will be just a three-way move and we have a more room to lower levels, so be careful of that. What you want to see is actually wave 3 goes to 138 or 1618, which will increase probability that after a pullback in a wave 4, we will go in a wave 5 and make the first 5-wave move from these lows, which will be then on the daily in a ABC pullback with a continuation higher towards this orange wave 3. Ethereum is the most difficult for me now to kind of look to what's going on. So I label this as a WXY again in 1, 2, 3, wave 4 and wave 5. So I'm going to stay tracking this wave count, because it seems to me that it still kind of corresponds, because the problem is, if you want to count 5 waves up here in this sequence, you cannot. So there is a 5 waves up, a pullback, and then another 5. So that make this move a 3-wave move, which is not to be labeled impulsively. So that's why I'm still insisting the Ether is in the wave 4, and now it will start moving into a wave 5 of the wave 3, and then after a pullback in a wave 4, we will have one more sequence. I tried over the weekend all sorts of things trying to massage this thing. Usually I don't like to massage the wave counts, because then it becomes too subjective. But then even if you include this as a 1, 2, it doesn't work. If you include this as a flat, it doesn't work. If you include this as a 1, 2, then the wave 3 is the shortest. So I tried so many options, and the only reasonable option is that although this wave 4 is pretty big, the only option which also can be is that we have a truncation in this 5th wave here. So this will be a wave 4, this will be a wave 5, and then, but then this pullback doesn't correspond to this green wave 2 pullback, which means that we have to anchor this wave 3, and then this wave 4 will go way back for the next couple of months, which I don't think it's going on. So we don't have a wave counting validation yet here. And I said million times that I don't like a lot of discrepancy between the wave 2 and wave 4, but I have to I have to look this now as something like that. Maybe even I'm glaring this possibility. This is a 3-wave move. This is a 3-wave move. So this is a wave 1. This is a bigger wave 2, and then now we are still confined within the region that wave 2 and wave 4 have some type of a ratio correspondence, because if you move this wave 1 here, they don't have it anymore. So I just kind of thinks maybe that's a proper thing to do, to have these two guys in some type of relation, so we can start looking this for going higher level. Okay. And the RSI on daily, it's of course very low. So also we need to see 5 waves up, and the pullback is very viable in my opinion for the rest of this move, if we see this finally turn into a 5-wave move. Okay. So as you can see, all the crypto space is moving pretty nicely higher this morning. TIA is 17% up. So it is possible that TIA actually found its lows. I don't want to speculate much about it. I want to see 5 waves up, which means that although it can go pretty nicely higher, I have more confidence in buying wave 2 than this wave 3. I mean, I don't know, I'm not prone to this type of risks for now. 3-wave move only. Maybe I will buy short-term a 4th wave pullback if I see it. So if this continues higher, I will buy short-term this wave pullback for a wave 5. But then definitely, if we see 5 waves up on TIA, then the pullback is definitely viable for me for a small stops. But for now, this is just a 3-wave move, and if they start collapsing lower, TIA didn't make final bottom. So for now, we can count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 ABC pullback. Wave 3 is underway, and that's perfectly fine. So I want to see this wave 3 going even further higher to confirm. So equality is at 662, 1618 is a 798. So I would like TIA to go somewhere there, makes a pullback, and then finalize a 5-way move after of this move push on the downside. So just showing you that. So probably a lot of crypto guys or funds thinks that these levels are good to buy. ADA is up 9%. So we didn't have 5 waves up from this wave 2. Let me go on an initial chart. So if this is a wave 2 or B, and we will see finally some move up in these other cryptos higher. If this is a 5-way move, ABC pullback or ABC X ABC, it really doesn't matter. We retraced how much, not 786, but 0.618%. But of course, as I said, I would like to see 5 waves up from ADA, and then a pullback is viable, at least for a move up to 0.7 or even higher. So whatever you bought it here, it was just a 3-way moves, therefore not successful trades, because there were just the corrections in this downtrend after this 5-way move potential on the upside. So yeah, nice moves. Of course, cryptos can go much bigger during the day, so this is kind of but it's nice to see a blue over the red in regards of this last couple of days. So Solana is moving also higher, so will Solana find some lows, and actually we are going to see 5 waves up. That will be also great for this move higher. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm still going to look for a potential move higher, but it needs to do a 5 waves up here also as Bitcoin, as Ether, for me to go long here on entries. So Solana has been pretty much sideways. Still stay the question, did we bottomed here, or we have a more sideways to go? And I don't know. I really don't know. What I see here, here is the wave count invalidation. This is a sideways still correction. Are we still in some type of a B, C, D, and E? And then we go, or we go from here and then drop for a wave 4. It is still unclear to me. So 5 waves up will on any of these cryptos, especially the most strongest ones, will definitely clarify this mystery for me. At least and on some of them, of course. So so yeah, that's it, guys. Of course, I will be at my desk looking what's going on. So I'm very much drilled to see 5 waves up here, and it will be very nice to see that. So as I said, in Bitcoin, we still don't see. We have a relatively nice amount to go to see 5 waves up. So what I want Bitcoin to do is to go, this also kind of a strange, looks like a 3-way move. So let's be careful here. So if I put some channeling here, and I want to see Bitcoin go above this channel, higher, testing this 62, maybe pulling back to 59, 58, and then moves higher for this wave 5. So I need to see a test of these levels here, which are at 63K, and that will be great. Yeah, so it's just a market period like that, guys. Don't lose any of the patience. We will see the cryptos going higher. In my opinion, it's just the summer, and market corrections are like that. They are actually designed to draw you out, that you give up, and we just need to be rinse and repeat, uh, waiting for these 5 waves up. The process is like that. It's simply like that. I cannot not do nothing about it. You cannot do nothing about it. It's just the market is like that. And as I said, I would rather, even you as a client, I would rather uh, 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 stay subscribed. Not that I'm asking anybody, but I'm just saying, just waiting than buying endlessly these lows and losing money uh, um, without any sense. So, I mean, that doesn't make much sense when you don't have a confirmation. Okay, so that's it, guys, and I wish you a nice week, and let's hope that we will see finally these 5 waves up, which will give us a new opportunity for an entry and continuation of this uptrend. So thank you, guys, and see you later. Bye bye.